Up next, a whole session going into the afternoon on the meta matters, and so much conversation about the metaverse right now. So many people talking about it, but do people really all understand it? The first session, please welcome the CEO, the founder of Culture Group, Michael Payton. He's making a lot of noise about the metaverse at the moment, and he is going to be interviewing Stephen Vasilev of RTFKT. Now, this is a cheeky addition here, but maybe we should invite him to join the RTFI cycling club, because there's 3 cyclists at the RTFI cycling club here. Got nothing to do with the metaverse whatsoever. But please welcome Michael Payton, and coming in live somewhere from the internet, Stephen Vasilev, who has the best avatar ever.
Where did you get that picture? Where's that from?
I think you sent it to us. Is Stephen okay? So while we're waiting for Stephen, Michael, question to you.
Yeah.
First game.
Atari Asteroid.
Asteroid. So
Yeah.
okay, so you're a lot younger than me, but that's good. That's good. Yeah. Is Stephen around? Are we going to see him or? Stephen,
hey.
Welcome to Gaming Matters. I'm going to hand you over to Michael in a second, but you need to tell us, what was your first game?
I think it was Rayman on the Nintendo.
Fantastic. Michael, the Meta Matters, over to you.
Fantastic. Thanks, Jasper. Hi, everybody. Great to be here. Stephen, good to see you again. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. Super busy, but very happy to be here.
Absolutely. Where are you calling us from?
I'm actually in Costa Rica. I'm living the digital nomad lifestyle, just good Wi-Fi and traveling about and working hard.
That's fantastic. So being a crypto entrepreneur working remotely definitely doesn't suck. Congratulations to you. So it's 2021. We're heading into 2022. There's been a tremendous amount of noise around the metaverse. There's people writing about it like me. There's people, talking about it. And then more importantly, there's people who are doing it and building it like you. You've done an amazing job in the last year and a half. Can you explain to us what Artifact is? You've been described as the supreme of the metaverse. You've been described as the hottest virtual design studio. You've created over $40 million in economic value for yourself and the creators that you partner with. What is Artifact?
Yeah, so Artifact's our brand. It's focused on creating NFT digital collectibles, everything from sneakers, which we're most well known for, to digital wearable items. We utilize the NFT for authentication, and we treat the technology that always updates and gives updates to our users and early adopters, so you can receive physical clothing, also access to different items in metaverse games such as Decentraland. So it's really a brand that's focused on creating the coolest collectibles with lots of utility, and we're a brand focused on creators and community. So we can get into more of that later.
Absolutely. So as a brand that's focused on creators and community, ultimately you are a conduit for the creators to develop virtual goods that are then sold to either collectors or end users who want to purchase them. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And we also democratize creation. So we assist in terms of resource and also manufacturing capabilities. We have our own innovation department for sneakers, and that's a cultural status item that is very hard to produce. So we bring creators in to help them create their own sneakers and sell them as NFTs.
And most of the folks that you're collaborating with are what we would call virtually native or crypto native. These are designers that are thriving in Web3 because that's what they grew up working within. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the designers and the creators that you've partnered with and what you guys have launched in the last 18 months?
Sure. So a big reason for why we're incredibly successful is the 3 founders. We come from 3 different cultural backgrounds, very merged into gaming, fashion, and streetwear. So we understand how to portray culture. So we picked creators. One notable one was Ferocious, who at the time was an 18-year-old artist. His dream was to create sneakers. So we created sneakers with him, made the physicals, and we did an auction where we sold 3.1 million in 7 minutes of digital goods. The owner who buys the NFT, they receive access to redeem multiple physical sneakers. We've also partnered with StockX to provide a platform for physical resale. And we try to create new standards and innovate whenever we can. So with all the creators, a big part of NFT technology is the royalties. We work on a 50-50 split with creators, even though at most times we provide more value, resource, and investment. We're here to empower the next generation of creators who right now are playing Minecraft, in Discord, building their own communities, and we believe that these kids who are native to online communities and gaming will be very successful in this new era which is forming.
Phenomenal. So you're really providing end-to-end services from design consultation to really sales and marketing advice, and then ultimately sizing the market and understanding how to not only size the market, but how to scale it and how to price your primary product such that you're creating a valuable secondary market. That secondary market is accretive to you and the designers, and then that split 50-50, which is absolutely awesome. Tell us a little bit about what the future holds for you. I know what you've done already and how much value you've created for the people you've collaborated with. You've got a pretty exciting project coming out next year that's avatar driven, is that right?
Yeah, that's actually coming out the end of this month or early November. That project is focused on reinventing identity. We've seen the success of projects such as CryptoPunks and Bored Apes. We're providing the next evolution of the profile picture and NFT identity. We're creating 20,000 unique 3D anime-inspired avatars, which are 50% of the supply went to early adopters, which generated a tremendous amount of value and wealth to our early supporters. And this project, we feel like, will be the foundation and a benchmark of how brands should integrate and build the metaverse with the community. We have a very strong and loyal community base, and we're providing commercial licenses where people can create derivatives of their avatars and create their own revenue streams. And in addition, we're providing fully rigged 3D models. We're very big on NFTs integrating into games. We're actually working with major game publishers to take the first step into NFTs and help educate traditional big game publishers how to evolve, because we believe that this new concept to people of ownership of digital goods and royalties will create an increase in consumer demand to loads of customers are paying millions in digital items and skins, but they don't have the ability to resell or trade them. So we believe that gamers eventually will demand for game publishers to decentralize or tokenize some of their digital items. So we're building the world ready for that future.
That's awesome. And when a lot of people talk about, the metaverse, what most mainstream marketers or commentators are talking about are, playable worlds, whether it's Roblox or whether it's Fortnite, which generally are closed gardens. And a lot of folks think about the metaverse from a gamification standpoint. You guys are creating assets that are going to be able to be brought between virtual environments, whether that's today or it's in the near future as those walled gardens come down. The concept that you have is the goods you're creating can stand alone and have value on their own, or they can be implemented and integrated into existing environments. Is that right?
That's correct. So we treat our collectors as collectors, not consumers. So when we release an NFT, that's pretty much like a passport into experiences. We prioritize adding new utilities to the NFT to increase their value. So right now we've partnered with all the crypto native games. So when you buy an NFT from us, you'll receive wearables in all the games that we partner with. And as we continue to develop and the metaverse is being built, we will airdrop future NFTs and redeemables for users for holding the NFT. So we've built a system, and a very unique thing in the NFT, we have all the wallet addresses of everyone who's bought an NFT. So we're able to, is the equivalent of being able to put an item into someone's wardrobe. So we utilize that to provide future utilities and keep updating and improving our NFTs, the same as game publishers release updates.
That's phenomenal. And people talk about metaverse-based opportunities as being economically fertile. You have created with your forthcoming Avatar project an IP universe, and from an economic fertility perspective, everybody who is a primary or secondary investor in that is going to be able to participate in the upside of that IP universe. We've seen it with Bored Ape, but you're really taking it to the next level where the members of this distributed organization are going to share in the commercial growth of that IP, not just the actual NFT, but the rights that are coming off of that. And we recently saw Bored Ape Yacht Club sign with CAA. Jenkins, the bellman, signed with CAA for representation. So we've got, virtual characters now being represented by Hollywood agents. Do you see a future around IP growth and a universe that lives well outside of the NFTs you're dropping?
Yeah, definitely. I actually believe that the NFT community is very powerful and strong, the internal communities that are being built. And I believe that they have the potential to build global IPs without any mainstream involvement. We've seen a lot of big brands attempt to make moves in the NFT space, which are mainly monetary driven. But the hardest thing to understand or maneuver for big corporations is culture, which is similar to gaming communities. So we're very transparent and we have a very tight relationship with our community and make everything very transparent. So as we continue to build, we will develop our own global IPs without any need of interacting with existing corporate structures. And that's what's really unique about this space. Due to COVID and the acceleration of people staying indoors, this community formed by itself, and it's a small group of people, but already is causing a huge mainstream impact. And people know that this space isn't going away and it's just going to keep on growing. So it's a very exciting time. And for us, every drop we do, we take it to the next level and innovate. We see ourselves as the Apple of the space, coming in, taking what existingly works and just improving it, making the experience frictionless to allow new adoption into the space. And it's still early, so as these processes and frictionless technology is being built, we're going to see a massive increase in user adoption into the NFT space.
It's fantastic. Now, one of the things that has been talked about is kind of the bridge between virtual and physical, and I know you guys have done some work that revolved around virtual design and physical product drops. Is that going to continue to be a part of your future? That's question number one. And question number two is, I know you collaborate with a lot of global brands, and you may be doing so in the future, but do you think anybody can actually compete with you, given the head start you guys have?
So for the first question, sorry, could you repeat the first question?
Yeah, how much is the bridge between virtual and physical gonna play a role in your future? Is that something that you're continuing to do?
We see a future where we sell solely digital items. Right now, we coined the phrase forging, where you use the NFT to redeem a physical item like a pair of shoes, and the NFT can be used to distribute. It's a new distribution mechanism where the NFT holder can continue retaining value by forging physical items that have their own separate value. But we believe as the space develops, there's a bigger emphasis on the ownership of digital goods, and we treat physical like when you buy a game, there's a collector edition and it's a nice to have item. And then related to the second question, I feel like brands are going to struggle to compete with us just because we're such a new type of organization. The three founders, deep connection to culture, gaming, fashion. We understand our audience. We do things that we find are cool and people seem to love them. And the infrastructure and community that we built it's very hard to buy with money. And we've been cultivating it for a while now and are ready to sort of change the game. And I think we'll see that at the end of this month with our Clone X drop, which will entirely take the game to a whole new level.
And tell us a little bit more about the organization. Obviously, you and Benoit and your other founder formed the company a little under 2 years ago. How many people are you right now, and where are those people located? And have any of you actually met in person in the last 2 years?
So the three of us, actually, we went to Japan after we raised our first round to meet up and hang out. But it's mainly myself, Chris, and Benoit, who are the three founders. We all have pretty interesting careers, doing various stuff from skin designing, growing social media pages, and leading esports organizations. Right now, we're scaling up. We have about 8 full-time employees and 35 different contractors that we work with. We're completely decentralized. We have people all around the world. We all work remotely and use Zoom and different video conferencing to speak. And we utilize a matrix structure, whereas we all cover different areas of the business. but we're very quick. We understand social media and how to communicate with our audience. So we go from idea to execution very fast. We don't have to report to any marketing departments or different long corporate structures. So it allows us to be very agile, and we execute. We just work and keep going. We love what we do. So it's great.
It's amazing. So very little structure, no BS, speed to opportunity, speed to market, tremendous creativity. You guys are light years ahead of where the rest of the market is and really the rest of the world is. But we've got a lot of marketers who are watching today, traditional marketers. As they look at Web3 based opportunities, and I use that term because the metaverse is a very broad term. As they look at Web3 engagement, what advice would you give to a marketer who's looking to make their first investment in that space in the next couple of months?
I think it's the typical sort of NFT investment, which is the team, the roadmap, the art, and the community that they've built. And there's definite blue chip projects like Bored Apes and Punks, and there's going to be more popping up. And it really comes down to utility in the NFT space. What value does holding this NFT have? Does it bring you into a community? Does it give you access to in-game skin or different items? So spotting creators who are actually able to build communities and followings that gives them an audience to grow. I think that's where it's very important, and that's what we're really good at, is spotting talent before they emerge and giving them the resource to help them and properly compensating them, because in traditional industries, creatives aren't compensated as well as they should do, and some take the agency approach instead of pursuing their solo careers, which is very hard. And this technology democratizes that and also provides royalties, which can lead for life, which is a huge thing. And I've seen the space change loads of people's lives, and we have with our products, and we're really proud of that. And we hope to see this continue to grow.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Stephen, so much for joining us live from Costa Rica on the other side of the world, an island far, far away. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in. More importantly, thanks to Jasper for putting this together. It was a tremendous amount of work to make Gaming Matters happen. Artifact is doing it. People are talking about it. Artifact is doing it. They're building it. They're creating the future. Watch this company. Thanks a lot, Stephen.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.
And thank you, Michael. 2 new members of the RTFI Cycle Club in Singapore. Thank you so much.
Thank you.